Welcome to the Writer Reads Flash Fiction. This is episode 36. We're going to go from a science fiction horror off to another world, a fantasy world. A little bit of horror, a little bit of magic. Oh, let's see how we go. This one's titled Of Sugar Plums and Souls. I live in a world of sorrow where once there was a world of joy. The raiders come in the soft light of morning, opening a rift right over the town and taking what they knew we wouldn't give by choice. The sugar plum trees. I hate witches. They've sold their souls to the worst kind of buyer. We'd call them demons, but they're not. They're really not. No amount of power is worth what those girls have given away. Anyway, without those plums the town is dead, but I will get them back. The witches will open the rift one last time. I've planted the last sugar plum pit. It'll be a seedling by dawn, and then those women will pay their soul price. I wait for the pixies and unicorns to arrive. Seems they hate witches as much as I do, and they're our main customers for the sugar plums. Of course, this means we're going to have to cut them a discount for their aid, but die or survive at a price, it's not much of a choice. They've brought along a couple of extra clans, enough pixies that my eyes boggle. I didn't know our customer base was that big, our sugar plums that valued. You don't know what witches do with quality like that, the clan leader assures me. It cannot be allowed. Fine words for someone hitting us with the discount he's asking. We watch the sugar plum spread its shoots, unfurling leaves and budding twig-like branches. A young woman kneels beside it, speaking softly to soothe it, inciting it to courage, promising it we will come. She hides her tears until she's walked away, and then weeps silently, concealing herself in a nearby home. If we don't retrieve the trees, she is one of those who'll die. The rift opens, and the villagers fake defensive action, firing arrows the witches easily deflect, dodging deadly arrays that answer their attacks. In the end, even those wielding pitchforks and shovels allow themselves to be forced back. In truth, they have no choice. The witches have defeated them before. As the witches touch down, I slip through the rift, the pixies dimming their lights to fly around me in a concealing cloud. There are 6 guards, but it's amazing what a good dose of evilly intentioned pixie dust will do to a sour-hearted crone who sacrificed her soul for power and near invulnerability. Pixie dust, leavened with a bit of nightshade, lemon and lavender, usually sees them straight. And the pixies have come well prepared. I wouldn't be surprised if the little devils hadn't worked themselves a second contract with the soul owners of this coven. Early delivery and all that. I wonder briefly how they'll collect. Either way, we get rid of the guards, all bar one. The unicorns have sidled through the rift, and are waiting when the witches try to return with their stolen prize. A quick strike squad grabs the sapling before it can fall. Why keep one alive? Because when the raiding witches are being killed by pixie dust and unicorn horns smeared in the nightshade mix, the rift can't close if one of those who opened it still lives. The villagers form a chain to lift the potted sugar palm trees back through the rift. We will wait until 3 days before the full moon to add them to the grove. All the while the witch pleads to be allowed to live. We wait until she throws herself before the village leaders and then solemnly agree. She can live a little longer. True to our word, with the sugar plum trees secured, we let her live. Just long enough for the pixies to be paid by those with the rights to her coven's souls. And then I shoot her through the heart with a quarrel awash with pixie dust and nightshade mix. The pixies drove a hard bargain when they offered their assistance, but I drive one harder. They either share the soul bounty, or we call it evens on the sugar plum retrieval. Their chieftain smiles. Evens, he says, and they leave, cleaning witch blood and nightshade from their blades. I go back to the village, to where the dryads are returning to their stolen trees, to where a dryad mother is meeting her child for the first time. The pit I planted has grown into a sapling, and the mother holds the newly emerged dryad girl close, looking over her daughter's head to meet my gaze with burning eyes. "Never again," she says. And I nod. Ever again, I think, shielding my thoughts from her gaze. Ever again, whenever we need, if not that child or that tree, then another dryad or tree or villager, myself even, anything to keep my village whole. Why? For in this village lies my heart, my soul. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this venture into the world of pixie dust, please hit that like button. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe, and I'll check you later. Take care out there.